Hi, I'm Serotonin, and this is my Sindragosa 25-man walkthrough. First off, I want to explain that this fight is very, very technical. There's a lot of little things that can go wrong, and they'll just kind of snowball and you'll wipe. So you just have to make certain to pay attention to that. Also, the tanks do need to have a little bit of frost gear on to help with one of her abilities. You'll need 2 tanks. We personally use a Prot Warrior and a Prot Paladin. You'll need 6 to 7 healers, and you'll also need a mix of melee and ranged DPS. As usual. Alright, as far as positioning goes, I'm going to show you how we do it. There are a couple different ways, but we make certain to position her right in the middle of that circle in the middle of the room. The tanks have her to the right. However, you can also face her to the left. It just depends upon where you want to have her. Ranged, healers, and melee, you're all supposed to be grouped up so that way it's fairly easy for the healers to heal everybody. You're going to be like right against her belly. Make certain that you are not towards her front or her rear, because either way you're going to take damage that you shouldn't. At the start of phase 2, or her air phase, she will target 5 people to get in frost tombs. Now, the key to this is to have them spread out at least 10 yards from everybody. The way we do this is we have people come up to the steps where you start the fight, and the people who get the frost tomb, you'll get this arrow, like it'll be a blue hunter's arrow over your head, and you'll have to go down to the bottom of the steps and just spread out that way. Alright, once you have your ice tombs nicely spread out, or, if you got total chaos, that's fine. But you need to make certain that as soon as those tombs are out, that everyone gets behind them. The reason for this is she will cast a frost bomb, and you actually use those frost tombs to get LOS from the bombs. If you'll notice, I have up here where the bomb is going to be, so you need to make certain to align yourselves so that you're behind the ice blocks, that way the tomb won't get to you. Otherwise, if you don't, you'll probably die, and that's very sad, and that will probably make your raid leader very angry. So don't do it. After 20 seconds in the air phase, she will land, and you need to make certain to break the people out. Otherwise, they will get asphyxiation, and they will lose 8% of their health every second that they're in their tomb. So make certain spread out, melee and range, so that way they're hitting the tombs, and you can get them out in time, and no one dies. Yay! Preferably, you should only get 2 air phases. At 35%, she will go into phase 3. Phase 3, she continues to do her phase 1 abilities. She will also cast Frost Tomb on one person. Now, you need to make certain that that person runs away from the rest of the group, because remember, if they're within 10 yards of somebody, that other person will get in the Frost Tomb as well. And if the person's stupid and, runs into the group, everyone will get Frost Tomb. And it's a wipe, so don't do that. That's bad. But make certain that when you get the Frost Tomb, you either run to her head or to her tail. It depends upon what you want to do. You can switch it, but we personally just like to keep the Frost Tomb at her head so that way people know where to go. And make certain, this is very, very important, that when she does her ability that pulls everybody in, you make certain that you are far enough away from her if you're behind the tomb, because you won't get pulled in. But make certain that you're far enough back. And just to reiterate for the phases, phase 1 is until 85% health, and she also will switch back and forth between 1 and 2. 2, of course, is 85% health, and every 1 minute and 50 seconds. Phase 3 is at 35% health, and then just remember that you should ideally only get 2 phase 2s. Alright, for phase 1 abilities, she does tail swipe and cleave. She's a dragon. What we're gonna do. So don't get in front or behind of her. She has a frost aura, which does 4.5k frost damage every 3 seconds to the entire raid for the entire fight. We love you, healers. We really do. She also does a frost breath, which should only ever hit the tanks. It does 37 to 43k frost damage. It's in a cone. It decreases your attack speed by 50% and movement by 15%. This lasts 1 minute. She will do icy grip. this is the ability that you have to watch out for. It pulls the entire raid into her, and she will start to cast Blistering Cold. This will do 35k frost damage to anyone within 25 yards of her when she casts it. So get out ASAP. You can blink, sprint, dash, make certain that you get out of there in any way possible as fast as you can, because you do not want to be hit by this, because you will probably die. Alright, for casters, she does Unchained Magic. This will hit 6 people. Usually half of those people will be healers, so really watch out for this. It will give you a debuff for 15 seconds, and every time that you complete a cast, you will gain instability. This stacks. Each stack will do 2k damage after it expires. It lasts for 4 seconds. Do not go over 4 stacks for phase 1 and 2 for phase 3. Make certain this is killer. It really is. After hearing about that wonderful debuff, I know you melee must be feeling so left out, but don't worry, she has one for melee too. Permeating Chill. Every time that you do an attack to her, you have a 20% chance of getting the debuff Chilled to the Bone. This stacks. It does 1k frost damage per stack, and it lasts for 8 seconds. Make certain that you watch out how many stacks you have to get this. Especially if you're a rogue and you do fast attacks, this can stack up really, really fast. A couple things to note: half the healers will get the Unchained Magic, so be careful. Also, if you have an immunity ability, like a Mage's Ice Block or a Paladin's Bubble, you can take off your stack. It's awesome. Alright, for phase 2, she does Frost Beacon. It will target 5 random people and put them in an ice tomb. You have like 5 seconds to get to your spot. Each ice tomb has 454k health, and you have to be 10 yards away from people, otherwise you'll get multiple tombs. And also, after 20 seconds, you'll get asphyxiation. You'll lose 8% of your health every second that you're in it, so make certain to break people out. She will also do Frost Bomb, which does 23 to 26k frost damage if you're hit by it. You need to LOS with the Frost Tombs to avoid it. The ground is marked where the bomb's going to be, so you have a couple seconds to get behind it. You need to time getting people out of the tombs and having the tombs up so that way you can LOS the Frost Bombs so that everyone doesn't die. Alright, phase 3. Same thing as phase 1. Ice Tomb 1 person. She does Mystic Buffet. This is a debuff. It stacks. It's 10% increased magic damage to you. 8 seconds duration. Refreshes every 6 seconds. You have to LOS her neck. You cannot ice block. You cannot immunity out of this. You keep it until you finally break it with LOS it. The keys to phase 3 are making certain to break the person out of the ice tomb, but not so soon that people can't get rid of their stacks. Don't get more than 2 stacks of the other debuff, and don't panic if more than one person gets in the ice tomb. Just make certain to use Bloodlust to get them out. This is not a DPS race. This is a retard check to make certain that you can do all these little things to get her down. Alright, on to the fight. This is several seconds in. If you'll notice, we just got AC gripped, and we are running out, so that way we do not get killed. And now you can run back in like a little school of fish, and make certain that you stack up on each other. We're not the best at that, but you're supposed to, so that way it makes it easier on the healers, so that way they can do AoE heals. Make certain that you don't get too many stacks on you. Now for phase 2.
Add-ons don't like marking anything.
Yes, unfortunately you will not see any of our fancy, you can see the macro there that our raid leader has, but unfortunately you will not see the marks. But if you'll notice, the tombs are spread out. We got a little wonky over there to the right, but that's okay. If you'll notice, the frost bombs are going down. Stay LOS from them behind the tombs. You'll have to shift around, and they can get like all the way to the edge of the stairs, so make certain you watch out for that. DPS the tombs, and make certain that you keep one for the last bomb, so that way you have something to go behind. And I'm going to be skipping ahead quite a bit. We are now in phase 3. Make certain for phase 3 that you don't get to any more than 2 of the phase 1 stacks, otherwise it's going to be too much for your healers. Make certain that you put the tomb.
Running? That's where you want to be.
Yes, put the tomb in the correct place. If you need to, you can go to either side. You just make certain that you stay 10 yards away from people. And, yes, otherwise that's good game. There's not much more to say. Just healers, make certain you rotate who is going behind the tomb, so that way they can still heal and the tanks will get healed, and that's pretty much the fight. So,
Just kill it. Side. Just
good
kill
game,
it.
and I'll see you at Lich King.
Party time!